bonjour le stream. Comment ça va? Ouais, j'écoute l'OST de Trauma Team plus souvent, elle est tellement bien. Hop. Bon, du coup, ce matin, on termine tranquillement New Blood. J'étais un peu en train de traîner sur internet pour essayer de trouver un Trauma Team en boîte. Le problème, c'est que vu qu'il est pas sorti chez nous, c'est compliqué. Parce que forcément, ça veut dire que c'est un truc qui va partir des States. Après, j'en trouve des neufs pour pas si cher. J'en ai un qui est neuf à 30$ avec 17$ de shipping. C'est ok. Oh merde, Masudo. Ça va aller? Bah, fais bien attention à toi, repose-toi aujourd'hui. Ouais, j'ai craqué, j'ai commandé un Trauma Team 9 en boîte, voilà. C'est bon, on a dépensé assez de pognon ce matin. Ah, Sombre Lame, bien sûr. Absolument, ouais. Normal le jeu sombre? Oui, c'est parce que la Wiimote elle est la console elle est considérée comme en veille. Voilà. Shine bright like a diamond. Et oui, le petit dogo va bien. Rassurez-vous.
Fellow members of the Kuluruma Liberation Front, you are the true soldiers of this country.
Semblait un méchant, monsieur.
The Federal Army no longer upholds truth and justice. The rampant spread of bribery and corruption throughout the government cannot be tolerated. They sell our natural resources for their own personal gain. There is no time to waste. The good people of this country look to us to right these wrongs. The revolution shall arise from here, Vanadeo Base. We shall rebuild Kulurumba with our own hands.
Vous pensez qu'il est sympa? Alors, on a déjà passé l'opération de langue... Enfin, une des opérations de l'angoisse.
I'm sorry, but your visit must be cut short, doctors. This area has become a danger zone. The guerrillas have taken Wanadeo Base. The government is launching a campaign to win it back.
There's a military base nearby?
Its existence has been kept confidential for strategic reasons. But according to our intelligence, Major General Ramirez has double-crossed us. Unbelievable! Our unit has been asked to join the mission the President has ordered.
Sounds like a war's about to erupt. What are we supposed to do?
Allow me to explain.
Mr. President,
We will be launching an assault on Wanadeo Base momentarily. I would be most grateful if you could tend to any soldiers who are injured in the offensive. We are short on medics, you see.
We didn't come here to get involved in military operations.
However, if we don't intervene, the guerrillas will attack the villagers. How can you recognize the threat of stigma and simply ignore the threat of the guerrillas? I represent the citizens of this country. If you continue to defy their will, I will have no choice but to imprison you under martial law.
Mr. President, you can't be serious. These three came here with the best intentions.
All right, we'll do as you ask.
Dr. Vaughn.
Are you sure, Marcus?
But we'll only do it on the following conditions. First, you agree to use the profits earned by the mine to help stigma patients. That includes aiding the villagers. If you truly represent the will of the people, then that shouldn't be a problem.
Donc en plus d'être médecin, on est aussi diplomate.
Secondly, you must transport all injured combatants, friend or foe, to us. We're not taking sides.
Very well. I accept your conditions. We're heading to Wanadeo.
progress report, sir. We penetrated the front gate. But we're sustaining casualties.
All right, take the injured to the visiting doctors. What's the status of the enemy?
Allez, let's go.
We estimate that they are few in number, sir. However, we have received some disturbing information. Apparently, there are some foreigners providing them with assistance.
Who would do such a thing?
Arms dealers.
Well, at least they're not journalists. Let's proceed as planned.
This really is a war.
It's detestable. But I'm afraid it's a reality of the world we live in.
Doctor, the first aid tent is filling up with injured men.
Looks like the nightmare is only beginning. Come on, let's do what we can.
Allez, let's go. Ah putain, si. Si, t'as 1 million de patients à traiter, je crois. Ah mais c'est normal, c'est le même character designer. C'est Doi qui s'est occupé de New Blood.
We've gotten word that 5 patients are headed our way.
Je crois que c'est pas bien. Je crois que c'est vraiment pas bien.
Or really is hell, isn't it? What condition are they in?
The first patient has severe electrical burns on his upper body. He touched electrified barbed wire. Even worse, he's undergoing cardiac arrest from the shock.
Ah bah il est mort. Hein. Vous pouvez le jeter celui-là.
There's no time to lose. What about the others?
We don't have any information yet.
We'll just have to deal with it. Come on.
Donc le mec fait des arrêts cardiaques et il a des brûlures parce qu'il a touché des clôtures électriques. Yes. Let's go.
No one's gonna die on my watch. Let's get started.
Bah, honnêtement, il y en a une que j'ai passée en easy hier soir parce que j'étais vraiment fatigué. C'est celle où tu dois enchaîner 3 stigmas d'affilée. Et celle avec le putain de papillon aux jambes, là, je le hais, quoi. Oh!
Get the defibrillator ready. Hurry!
We'll begin treating his injuries as soon as we get a pulse.
The defibrillator is ready. Please begin.
All right, we have a pulse.
Là, on est sur... Enfin, je joue sur Wii U, mais ça change rien. Et les voix... oui, bah, par exemple, la voix de Marcus, c'est Troy Baker.
Let's start treating these electrical burns. Prepare for skin transplants.
Inject the culture fluid into the right half of the patient's body to prepare skin for transplanting. Please begin by either injecting the culture fluid or place the skin graft before the area begins. The coolant's working. Quickly, remove the burned skin. The burned skin is the...
There are still other areas that have turned black.
Non, c'est le...
Remove the portion. We can only use unburned. Another pool of blood has formed.
The burns turned black. We can't take our time with this. Let's prepare a few...
Another burn's gotten worse.
Ça devient noir tout seul. Ah, j'ai oublié.
There's still more of the burned area to cover. Please move on to the next burn area. Make sure it doesn't get any worse.
Le bleu. Ok.
Operation complete. That took us. The next patient is already waiting for us. Get ready.
We're set. How's the next patient?
He's taken gunshot hits from both a rifle and a shotgun.
C'est ça son problème, c'est une greffe. C'est une greffe de peau.
Got it.
Drain the blood and quickly place a synthetic membrane over the wound. There's a pellet. Extract it and treat the gunshot wound. The blood is pooling again. Please drain it.
Hop, excusez-moi, on voulait me dire un truc.
We're done out here, but there's still damage to the abdomen. We need to open him up and treat him.
Ah non, c'est 10 minutes en tout. Oh bordel.
This is bad.
Let's use the magnification tool.
The pellet is visible again. Now treat the wound made by the pellet. This particular gunshot wound has been treated. Move on to the other wounds.
It looks like a rifle round.
This is only part. The other piece seems to be lodged inside. Drain the blood and make an incision.
There's the rest of the round. Let's get it out of there.
It only takes a fraction of a second to shoot someone. It takes us this long to heal him.
It's lodged inside the... It's a shotgun pellet. Extract it before the blood gets in the way again.
Oh là.
That'll do it. Let's close him up.
Ah, Trauma Center, c'est très stressant, oui.
Please close the incision.
En plus, là, vous voyez la fin du jeu.
That took a
Donc, c'est
while.
pas les opérations les plus
This
reposantes.
is
hein.
difficult, but we have to keep doing our best. I'll call for backup just in case. We've gotten a message from headquarters.
Ah.
Our backup is on the way.
Ça a pas l'air d'aller, monsieur.
That's good to hear. I just hope they make it in time.
Come on, who's the next patient?
Doesn't say what happened, but he's taken a massive blow to the chest.
We're done treating the external injuries.
New Blood est beaucoup plus dur. C'est pas le
But
pire.
I'm worried about his internal organs. Let's open him up.
I was expecting something worse than this.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Let's be careful.
Please close the wound and suture it. Suture the wound before it opens again.
That's all of the large lacerations. Let's treat what's left.
Please begin treating the next wound.
Vitals aren't stabilizing.
Let's look around with the magnification tool. There must be more wounds.
How did this get here?
Strange. His vitals aren't stabilizing.
There must be something else we just haven't.
A blood pool formed. A hemorrhaging air.
That's shallow. Is there something inside the lung?
It's a hemorrhage inside the lung. Please suture it.
should be more.
His vitals are stabilizing. He'll be all right now. Let's...
Please close him up. We're cutting it pretty close. I hope that backup gets here soon. This man's in critical condition. He's taken a heavy blow to his left side.
This isn't good. His vitals are too low.
Broken bone and various external wounds. He seems to have internal... We have to open him up immediately. I'm worried about his internal organs.
Ouf.
This is bad. First, we need to retrieve the bone fragments.
Let's watch out for hemorrhaging. The spleen.
Spleen is in pretty severe condition. It's rupturing randomly.
All the bone fragments.
Now that we've taken care of the wounds, we can reassemble the bone fragments.
We've reformed the bone. Use the antibiotic.
We're done here. Let's close up the patient.
Please close the incision. We don't have much time left. Don't give up.
Il y en a encore un dernier?
This is the last patient.
That doesn't sound good. Let's open her up.
The myocardium is hemorrhaging. We'll have to stop the bleeding.
Please continue the operation, but look out for that hemorrhaging. We found a hemorrhage. Now drain, suture it before it hemorrhage. No! The myocardium split. Use the ultrasound to look for the hemorrhaging areas and treat them. Treat the ones dealing with hemorrhages inside the heart is a race against time. Hurry, but be careful.
J'aurais dû garder la Lingen pour celle-là.
Our backup has arrived, but this is our last patient. We can handle this ourselves. We can't handle anymore.
For Dr. Vaughn and
J'aurais être plus rapide sur celle des brûlures. Hein. Il faut que je garde le healing touch pour celle-là. Hein. Hey. À la greffe, c'est long. Hein. Et puis en hard, t'as les vitals qui baissent tellement vite dès que tu fais quelque chose.
Close him up. You're doing well. Just too... This man's in critical condition. He's...
This isn't good.
Broken bone and various external wounds. He seems to have... We have to open him up immediately. I'm worried about his internal organs.
This is bad.
Let's watch out for hemorrhaging.
It's clean.
Spleen is in pretty severe condition. It's rupturing randomly. taken care of the wounds, we can reassemble the bone fragments.
Quoi?
We've reformed the bone. Use the antibiotic. We're done here. Let's close up the patient.
Please close the incisions. Just one more to go. We'll be able to treat them all in our estimated time. This is the last patient. The report says that she may be suffering from hemorrhaging in the pericardium.
That doesn't sound good. Let's open her up.
The myocardium is hemorrhaging. We'll have to stop the bleeding.
Please continue the operation without hemorrhaging inside the pericardium. We found a hemorrhage. Now drain the blood. Suture it before it hemorrhages again. No! The myocardium split.
She seems to be in stable condition. Let's close her up.
Suture the entry incision. And
Yes.
that's all 5 patients.
Oh.
It's amazing that we were able to save them all within our time limit.
Oh, ça réveille comme opération. Avoir produit Discord, j'ai pas vu de channel RPG, JRPG, c'est normal. Alors, c'est vrai qu'en général, ils sont éparpillés sur d'autres channels. Mais je pourrais en faire un si tu veux.
I have a status report, sir. Wanadeo base is back in our hands. The guerrillas have surrendered and are disarming as ordered.
What about Ramirez?
He's nowhere to be found. He must have slipped away.
Don't let him escape. We must capture him and ascertain the truth. Calm the entire area until you find him.
Et puis le chapitre 6, c'est vraiment les ambiances.
Make arrangements to transfer the guerrillas to the military police.
Ah, merci.
Every soldier, except those on guard, should search for Ramirez and the other escapees. Pepita, we'll be counting on your nose. Now, find Ramirez!
Le doggy qu'on a soigné va super bien maintenant. Une différence entre les deux chirurgiens, ils ont pas le même healing touch. Marcus, il peut ralentir le temps et elle peut faire en sorte que le patient ne meure jamais. Il reste à 1 de vital. Elle freeze ses vitals.
What a harrowing experience.
Et celui de Marcus est plus fort pour le coup.
But I guess the president succeeded in suppressing the guerrillas.
It's a high price to pay for peace. This isn't what we came here to do.
Dr. Vaughn, Dr. Blaylock, Elena, I want to thank you all. For what? For saving this village. You put your lives on the line, despite the risk involved. I also want to thank you for negotiating with the president.
You mean getting him to help the stigma victims? That was, well, kinda spur of the moment. Anyway, I'll leave it to you to make sure he keeps his promise.
I hope I'll be as good a doctor as each of you.
I'm sure you will.
Doctors, we have more patients.
Mr. President?
The former Major General is in our custody, but he's badly injured. We've also detained 2 foreigners. One is in critical condition, and the other is unconscious.
I can't take it.
Voilà, il va se transformer en démon là. C'est le mauvais jeu ça.
Just kill me.
I want to hear everything you know about the guerrilla forces.
Like I tell you, I will be presidente someday.
He has an abdominal injury. Is it his liver? How ironic. First they want to kill him, and now they want us to save him.
If I wasn't the president, I might have killed him. But now, I must save him for the good of the people.
Marcus, over here!
You? What the?
Ah bah alors, c'est pas la forme.
Who the hell are you? Kidman's crony.
Now I recognize you. I never expected to see you guys here.
So Kidman is behind the stigma outbreak?
It seems that way. But I still don't understand why they were cooperating with the guerrillas.
They were probably after the mining rights to the Colurium.
He promised us world domination. I guess I was a fool to believe.
Then does that mean this guy over here is Kidman?
Why don't you ask him yourself?
That won't be possible. He's already dead. All right, Val. Let's establish priority and begin the first operation.
They're both in critical condition. Severe external abdominal wounds. Is this ruptured? We may have to consider a transplant.
If that's the case, then let's be prepared for it. Elena, get the cross-match ready and bring Kidman's body into the room.
Très bien, bon. Petite transplantation d'organes là de bon matin.
According to the results of the examination, both of the survivors show signs of severe liver damage, as we anticipated.
Their livers are too far gone to be healed. Val, how are the cross-matching results?
Fortunately, the cross-matching was negative. The panel-reactive antibody tests were clear too. So a transplant is possible in each case.
Then let's split up Kidman's liver between the two of them.
We're performing a liver transplant? Here?
Why? Do you morally object to using an organ from someone who died in battle?
No, I understand, but
I'm afraid we don't have time to debate. Elena, ask the other team to extract the donor's liver. We'll perform both transplant operations.
got it. Then please be ready.
All right, let's begin the operation as soon as the liver's ready. We need to hurry. The patient's vitals are dangerously low.
Where's the liver to be transplanted?
I'll get it. This is the liver we'll use for the operation. I'll prepare the anastomosis constrictor we'll need for this operation.
Merci, let's go là, on a pas le temps.
The order in which we should connect the liver is vein, portal vein, artery, and bile duct.
Let's start by connecting the vein then.
The constrictor is ready. The blue blood vessel is the vein. Please make an incision in the vein. The vein's been constricted. Grasp the tube from the liver. Anastomosis on the vein is complete. Please suture it and... Huh?
Ah!
What? Why is there stigma here?
Don't tell me. One of them was infected?
We don't have time to ask questions. The patient's...
The portal vein is the yellow tube.
Here, the laser's working. Keep burning it with the laser.
Oh, mais quel enfer!
Another one appeared. Huh? What the? Tumors have appeared in the area.
Non mais...
Are these from the care? This behavior is different from the previous care we saw.
Au secours. Oh, je te hais. Arrêtez de te planquer derrière les portraits des... Oh, désolé, il me faut un nouveau.
Hair has appeared. This... They fused together. The care incineration is going smoothly.
Ah non. Putain, je ne... Au
I've
secours.
been able to contact Caduceus. We...
Oh mais qui meurt, hein, au bout d'un moment... Quelle horreur, cette opération.
We need to hurry. The patient's vitals are dangerously low.
Where's the...
En plus, ses HP, ils dépassent pas 40. Enfin, vraiment, c'est le bonheur absolu. Hein. Oh, on va la passer en normal, celle-là. Hein. Ah, vous m'en voulez pas? Attends, sinon... Je crois qu'on peut faire remonter sa vie. On continue la greffe. Faut peut-être continuer la greffe maintenant. Ouais, c'est ça, sa vie elle peut remonter en fait. En fait, faut juste... On va laisser celui-là tout seul. Et puis on va continuer la greffe. Arrêtez de me donner du pognon, je suis en train d'opérer. Suffit, pas le moment.
hemorrhaging a lot. Perform the anastomosis. Now suture. The liver has been transplanted. The care is all that's left.
Eh ben, super. Ça ira peut-être mieux comme ça. Viens là, salaud. Ça suffit. Arrête de drifter dans le foie des gens.
Another one appeared. Huh? What the? Tumors have appeared in the area. Are these from the care? Another care has appeared. This? They fused together.
J'ai l'impression d'avoir une bombe à eau, enfin un spray à eau que j'utilise sur les chats pour pas qu'ils s'approchent des trucs. Non. Chut. Pas le foie, non.
The care has disappeared. Let's treat the remaining wounds. We've transplanted the liver and destroyed the care.
That was a surprise. Okay, let's close him up.
Quand tu parles de la surprise, quoi.
This isn't good.
Doctor, what's the matter?
If that care came from the donor's liver,
Then we'll have to do that again with the other patient, won't we? But we don't have a spare liver.
yeah, we have to do this. But let's be ready for anything.
Ah mais je sens que ça va être encore pire.
The patient will be transported to a safe location. I'm afraid of what might happen, but we should move on to the next operation.
Je regarde après pour les subs, hein. Pas oublier.
We're ready to go.
Get that liver ready. Let's begin. The anastomosis treatment is the same as before.
Just be careful that the blue blood vessel is the bit. Make an incision with drain the blood, pull it straight towards the anastomosis. This can't be. It's stigma, and there's two of them.
Attends, quoi? Attends, il y a deux stigmas différents?
It's not just care.
Non mais au secours.
What a nightmare.
I agree, but we can't run away from this.
Y a quoi par care?
You're right. Bring out the Onyx serum.
Ah, y a l'Onyx aussi. Non mais au secours, ma vie.
Pretty ironic that we'd be using it on this guy.
Vitals have improved slightly. The portal vein is next. Onyx is attacking.
Non mais Onyx, c'est de la saloperie de ouf.
We found the Onyx. Onyx has been exposed. Now the serum is working. Onyx has gone into hiding. It went into hiding again.
Après l'organe est tout petit. Là. Et là.
This is a tough spot.
Et il est là.
Doctor.
Là. Et j'ai géré l'onyx.
The onyx has been eliminated. Continue working on
Quoi fait ta
incinerating
vie?
hair and transplanting the liver.
Ah, à rouge? Pas fini le bleu? Non, rouge c'est après. C'est quoi là? C'est jaune. Oh.
The constrictor is working. There's a lot of. Please perform the anastomosis. Now suture it. The patient.
The artery is the red blood vessel.
Aïeul par contre.
Make the incision. The constrictor wears off. Drain the blood. Now perform the anastomosis. Suture it before the constrictor wears off. The bile duct, the green tube, is the bile duct. One of the care has been incinerated. This care is the type that creates tumors. Another care has appeared. Care have fused together. The laser's working. Just a little more. The care has been incinerated.
Non!
What's left is to transplant
J'ai
the
pris le
liver.
mauvais truc. Il fait y avoir un
The
accident
green tube
diplomatique
is the
là.
bile duct.
We don't have much time.
Now's our chance. Drain the blood. Perform the anastomosis. Last one.
The liver has been transplanted, and the stigma have been dealt with.
Well then, please close him up.
Can't believe something like that could happen.
Does this mean that we were transplanting stigma within the liver?
Maybe. Then again, maybe not. All I know is that we took the best course of action we could given the situation.
Hurry!
Well, that operation had several unexpected twists, but the liver transplants are both complete. Great work.
Au bout de ma vie. Du coup, tat. Oh, je vois des gens qui s'échangent des subs, c'est beau. Triska et Doc. Merci beaucoup pour vos abonnements cadeaux mutuellement offerts. Moctavus qui ouvre un sub à Sombre Lame aussi. Merci beaucoup. Emidare pour tes 42 mois. Des bisous. Merci tout le monde. J'ai mal à la main, sa mère. J'ai fait 3 opérations.
They should pull through.
Heureusement que j'ai pas insisté hier soir. J'ai vraiment bien fait.
Hopefully, they can shed some new light on stigma.
That should put an end to the Kidman family. into the uncertainty of Professor Wilkinson's whereabouts as well.
We have to leave soon, Maria.
In that case, I should try to learn as much as I can from you two before you go.
Listen, Maria. It's not the president who will shape this country's future. It's people like you. You're the ones who will build a better future.
We have to get going. But just know that we'll be rooting for you.
Thank you. I'll do my best to make you proud.
Chapitre 7. Le dernier. Oui, non, pas non plus aller jusqu'à avoir mal. Hein.
I'm glad you all came back in one piece, although it sounds like you had another harrowing experience. Still, your actions have helped us tremendously. The information you obtained will bring us closer to solving the mystery of Stigma.
De mémoire, le 6 était pire que le 7 en termes de difficulté. De mémoire.
I never imagined that Kidman's outfit would be in Kularuma.
Apparently, their reach extends beyond North America.
It would have been nice if we could have learned the whereabouts of Professor Wilkins. But unfortunately, their boss died before we could get any information out of him.
The situation is progressing favorably. We'll soon know the truth. Now, I do have some good news. The FBI is investigating the Kidman family, based on the information you provided. They've already found a potential informant, but that individual only agreed to cooperate on one condition.
Which is?
She wants an operation. But she doesn't want it done by just anyone. You see, she's seen you on TV, and you get the idea.
You don't mean...
Elena, I want you to prepare a surgical field kit. She has also requested that the operation be performed in her home. Marcus, Valerie, I'll leave the rest in your hands.
That's totally absurd. Just who is this person?
Ask the FBI. They know her well.
What a foolish child. While he was still growing up, I tried to keep his ambition in check.
It must have been difficult for you, Madame Devereaux.
I was so proud when he became a doctor. It was the war that changed him. When he came back, he fell in with the wrong crowd. And somewhere along the line, he became obsessed with the idea of selling germs as weapons. Maybe it couldn't be helped, considering my own ties to the Mafia.
Ah oui, d'accord.
Alphonse, is there no coffee for our guests?
Actually, Madame, he already offered us some, but we need to prepare for the operation.
Oh, is that right? Alphonse, never mind. Many people want me dead, so it wouldn't be prudent for me to leave the mansion. So I apologize for having to summon such accomplished doctors as yourselves. Now where did they go? Say, little girl, did you happen to see a lighter and a cigar case lying around here somewhere?
Madame Devereaux, you'll be undergoing a medical procedure soon. And if you're suffering from a serious illness, you need to stop smoking.
Nah, quacks are all the same.
Now, about the information you're willing to disclose.
I know a little about my son's land holdings, but I have no idea what he uses the property for. No matter how hard the FBI prodded, I wasn't about to give them the information for free. But if two of the world's top doctors will treat my illness, then it's a different story. I'll tell you after the surgery. I hope you don't mind.
Alors, des tumeurs anormales se sont formées à la surface du gros intestin, les signes vitaux sont instables, procédez avec prudence. Jamais ça se passe pas bien.
She seems rather calm for someone who just lost a son.
She's been part of the underworld her entire life. I'm sure she knows how to cover up her emotions.
No, I still think she's just trying to look brave. She's simply afraid to die too. The reason she demanded that we be the ones to perform the operation is that she's so cautious.
I'm done disinfecting the room. I'll explain the procedure now. The large intestine is the affected area. Our objective will be to extract all the tumors there. These are the results of a more detailed examination.
Blood identified in the stool. She seems to have symptoms of anemia as well. But there's no decrease in her appetite or weight, which doesn't seem to make sense.
It would be best if we don't think of these as normal tumors.
Let's be on guard and get this done. Beginning the operation.
Alors, let's go.
Well then, let's begin the operation. As we noted before, there are some odd inconsistencies from the pre-operation examination. Let's be careful.
Ah désolé madame, vous aurez des petites cicatrices. Oh non, pas celle-là.
This is an
Oh,
unusual tumor.
les tumeurs de second opinion.
It looks like 3 blood vessels are supporting the tumor itself.
We need to remove the blood vessels before we can excise the tumor. Let's drain the tumor's cytoplasm first.
Next, one blood vessel has been severed, one more, and then the tumor has been cut off. There are still wounds remaining. Please treat them. However, judging by the examination results, I don't think that's the only tumor around. The patient's vitals aren't stabilizing either, so let's keep going and stay cautious. Oh, more tumors. Treat them the same way as before. The tumor has been cut off. Please extract it with a forceps. That's another tumor. Please keep your guard up and treat the remaining wounds. Tumor extraction confirmed. Signs of tumor presence have decreased markedly. Just a little more to go. More tumors have appeared. There are more of them than before. Let's continue the operation.
Ah non.
Hey, what's going on? Why did the lights go out?
Ah non.
I don't know. It appears that the entire building's electricity has been cut off.
Well, we can't stop now. Isn't there anything we can use for a light source?
I've got an idea. Here's her lighter. Elena, can you shine the light on the affected area?
I'll hold the lighter. This is it. Please treat the wound. Watch the patient. One done. 2 more to go. Be sure to treat the small tumors too.
Did the tumor regenerate?
Ah et voilà, donc c'est bien les tumeurs qu'il faut... Il faut bien enlever les 3 en même temps.
We'll have to start the treatment over from the top.
to extract it soon.
The patient's vitals.
One more to go. Huh?
Putain,
It grew
quel
back
enfer.
again? Perhaps it's able to.
Faut bien enlever les trois en même temps. On va garder le Healing Touch pour la dernière. Celles-là, elles sont dans Second Opinion. C'est de la saloperie. On va faire un Healing Touch propre.
Well then.
Peut-être un poil trop tôt.
Doctor, there are still wounds that need to be treated. We're done extracting the tumors. For a minute there, I wondered what else could have happened. About time. Let's get a report back from them about why the lights went out like that. Well then, let's close her up and finish this. Mission complete.
Ah, ok.
Great work, Doctor.
Et coucou Pochettino. La forme. Ça fait un rang S incroyable.
Are you awake, madame?
Oh, it's over? How did it go?
We've removed all the tumors. The operation was a success.
I knew I could count on you. All of the other doctors told me nothing could be done. Now, as I promised, I'll tell you where my son owns property.
You should take it easy. The effects of the anesthetic haven't worn off yet.
If you go upstairs to the guest room, you'll find a chest. There's a note inside which you may take. You see, I didn't want you to leave here empty-handed in the event that I died.
That was very thoughtful of you, Madame Devereaux.
Ah, it is I who should be thanking you, young man. There wasn't much joy in my life before. But now, I feel as though I've turned a new page.
Bon, on arrive sur la fin. Hein.
Stigma is now an international problem.
Merci de Snowy pour le resub. Des bisous.
The organization in control of the pathogen has become a global syndicate. Even the guerrilla forces stirring up trouble in Kularuma are part of their network. This organization is employing stigma as a weapon to terrorize the world. Their recent activity in Europe is particularly of concern, and those nations are on high alert. Furthermore, a base of operations was recently uncovered in Russia.
Allow me to add one thing on that note. Caduceus International has dispatched a special team to Russia. They've already confirmed cases of stigma there.
And within the United States, we've located another node. Kidman's hideout. A sweep is planned for 2 days from now, once all necessary preparations have been made.
My name is Irene Quattro. I'm the director of Caduceus. Our organization has agreed to assist in the operation. We will inspect the site for stigma, and if necessary, deal with any contamination.
This is a risky operation, considering the nature of the pathogen. Please proceed with extreme caution.
I can't believe we're being sent to a mafia hideout. It's so dangerous. And just so you know, I'm not that good of a shot either.
What are you talking about? I thought we were just going to be on standby. We've been asked to investigate stigma at the scene, Leslie. We'll be entering the hideout once they've confirmed that it's safe inside.
Really? Oh no, what am I going to do?
What I fear is a large outbreak of stigma.
We'll need to assign those patients to Marcus and the others.
All right.
This is an anti-stigma aid. It hinders the synthesis of nucleic acids, thereby inhibiting the growth of stigma. Needless to say, its clinical trial isn't complete, but this is an emergency.
So it's like an antibiotic. Are there any side effects?
It has strong nephrotoxicity.
Well, we appreciate your efforts despite the less than perfect solution. However, if anything happens, it looks like we'll be relying on Dr. Vaughn and Dr. Blaylock again.
Let me guess. The private sector pulled their support for research on the drug, right?
Yes, unfortunately. We're not very popular at the moment. I was hoping to have Cynthia's assistance, but no one knows her whereabouts.
It was bad enough she quit, but now she's missing?
Hopefully, she's just taking vacation. But we should investigate her mysterious disappearance regardless. I've asked the director to look into the matter.
I doubt she'd just run off without telling anyone.
I know you're worried about Cynthia, Val. But tomorrow's a big day. Make sure you're ready.
We're interrupting our regularly scheduled program to bring you.
Il est revenu, il est là.
Earlier this morning, the FBI raided a mafia hideout as part of a major investigation. The members of this crime ring are suspected of manufacturing a deadly pathogen known as stigma, and are believed to be responsible for a number of recent terrorist acts. Stigma is a man-made... I'm sorry, it appears that the situation is changing as we speak. Excuse me, has someone been injured? Ladies and gentlemen, I've just received new information. Someone has been injured in the raid. This is Guy Davidson of AN24 Network, bringing you all the details as they unfold. Apparently, the suspects are armed with both firearms and biological weapons. Here on the scene, tension fills the air.
They're bringing us patients. All of them show signs of acute stigma infection.
How many?
3.
So they had stigma, just like we thought.
And without their boss, they're out of control. What a nightmare.
Why don't they just surrender?
The patients are here.
Allez, plusieurs patients infectés par le stigma. Ils ont reçu une injection d'inhibiteur de stigma. Ils doivent être opérés sans plus attendre 10 minutes. Let's go. Never ends.
Brachion and Care have been confirmed.
Non, bah non, bah Brachion, j'ai pas envie en fait. J'ai pas envie. On va tellement la faire en facile celle-là.
I believe that they're infected with 3 or 4 different stigma.
Tu.
What kind of cruel joke is this? They have that many
Non mais Brachion, c'est vraiment de la saloperie.
Fortunately, Chief Cromwell's anti-stigma medication is suppressing their development, but...
That only buys us some time. We need to hurry.
Bring in the patients in order of the severity of their condition. We'll start operating immediately.
Understood. The first patient is in the most severe condition and is infected with Brachion. Please get ready.
Un Brachion. Bon, on va tenter en hard quand même, mais...
We don't need to see any more
Je
lives
déteste.
taken by stigma. Start the operation.
Well then, let's do our best. I'll prepare the serum. Extract the grapplers from the ends of the arms. The toxins have been released. Control their progression with the forceps. going smoothly. Get ready for the arms to regenerate.
Je le trouve insupportable celui-là. Va falloir tout recommencer.
The grappler has regenerated.
The patient's vitals.
Allez, j'ai pas envie, vraiment j'ai pas envie. Brachion, c'est... ouais.
Stigma.
J'ai envie de finir le jeu tranquille ce matin.
We're interrupting our regular...
Ah non, vraiment, il est complètement abusé ce stick.
We don't need to see any more lives take...
Well then. I'll prepare this. The toxins have been released. Control their progression with the forceps.
Forcément en facile ça va à 2 à l'heure. Et même en normal je trouvais la vitesse abusée. Hein. On en a fait un hier en normal. On est passé en facile parce que... Ah, t'es obligé de pincer toutes les petites... Pour pas que ça se régénère. T'es obligé d'enlever tous les trucs en même temps. Vraiment de la saloperie quoi. Surtout qu'après il a une branche en plus.
Treat the arms as quickly as you can.
Ah ouais, enfin, en général, tu claques le Healing Touch sur la dernière branche. Et c'est quoi, t'es censé garder les 4 trucs pincés. Même en facile, des fois, faut faire gaffe, quoi. Alors, je sais pas, c'est parce que j'ai pas trouvé le truc pour Brachion. J'ai jamais réussi à la traiter correctement. Tu peux pas pincer plusieurs boules par exemple sur une tige, tu peux en pincer qu'une seule. À partir du moment où t'as le... Thomas est cher. À partir du moment où t'as une boule qui arrive au bout, elle fait repousser toutes les autres pattes. Hein.
Soma and Care confirmed. has created lacerations. Please suture them. Another care has appeared. Care has created tumors. Don't forget to treat them.
Ah.
So much hemorrhaging. We can't leave it alone. The tumors have hardened. Please drain them.
Oh, heureusement qu'on l'a pas fait en hard celui-là.
Another care is coming. The care have fused together. Use the laser to incinerate it. The care has been incinerated. Hurry and treat the soma as well. Soma has released its cellular tissue. Now's our chance to use the laser against it. Soma's cellular tissue has split up. Please, hurry and drain it. The incineration of the soma core is proceeding smoothly. The soma has been incinerated. There's no...
Quel enfer.
The next patient is the last one. Just a little more left. We'll be fine if we keep this up. Let's move on to the next patient. This is our last patient. He seems to be infected with Soma. Soma confirmed. Please drain it. The Soma tissue has dispersed. Drain it.
Si c'est juste un soma, ça devrait aller, ouais. C'est vraiment le moins pire de tous.
Onyx, this wasn't
Ah.
detected in the examination.
Regardez.
It's still not over? I'll ready the serum. I can't believe Onyx was hiding in here. Onyx went into hiding. After it! Someone's been incinerated. Only the Onyx is left now. Let's end this already.
C'est quoi, je suis très content de pas l'avoir fait en hard celle-là.
Little more.
Très content de pas l'avoir fait en hard. Et même en easy, on termine au poil de cul. On est en easy, on termine, il nous reste 40 secondes quoi. What?
It looks like they've successfully gained control of the hideout. Let's finish this operation too. We managed to finish this safely. I'm so relieved.
Oh, on a bien fait, hein.
Ladies and gentlemen, it appears that the FBI has gained control of the hideout. We've also learned that the individuals believed to be injured were in fact infected with stigma. But at this point, they've all been treated by the on-scene medical team. What you're seeing now are the suspects, who have been arrested and are being taken away. That's right, folks. The members of the Mafia have been arrested. Among them, I see a man who appears to be a scientist of some sort.
Where are you taking me?
Ah.
Doctor, look!
Professor Wilkins. That face. Marcus, it's definitely the professor.
So he was behind this.
Yes, the scar on Wilkins' head was exactly what we thought it was. An electronic device has been embedded in his brain. as you can see in this picture.
That explains the change in behavior.
Yes.
But how was he able to conduct Kidman's stigma research? I mean, with that thing controlling his brain.
It's like being under hypnosis. He could be manipulated by the power of suggestion, but he still retained his intelligence.
So, is it possible to change him back to normal? And is an operation necessary?
His family would like us to try.
The authorities have also consented. They want to hear his testimony in his normal state.
I believe it's possible, if the device can be removed without damaging his brain.
Et ouais, on va faire une petite opération de cerveau encore.
Dr. Vaughn, I'd like to hear your opinion.
I think we should give it a shot. For the professor's sake.
Then, we should start considering the obstacles we'll face while performing the surgery. Dr. Everett, I'll let you know the time and the place once we've given this more thought.
Yes, ma'am. There is one last question I'd like to raise, though. It may have occurred to you already, but I don't blame you for not mentioning it. Who was able to perform such a difficult operation?
We'll be performing brain surgery on you, Professor. I'd be lying if I said it was going to be easy, but it's necessary to return you to your normal self.
I don't think he can hear you, Dr. Vaughn.
I'm a doctor, and this is my patient. He deserves an explanation.
Is he even aware that his name is Wilkins? Maybe you should address him as director.
That would be defeating the purpose, Val. Professor, if you know the name of the surgeon who operated on you, can you please tell me? Otherwise, we'll have to make our diagnosis during the operation.
Je suis sûr qu'il a gravé son nom en tout petit.
Do you despise me, Professor? After all, if I hadn't discovered stigma, then none of this would have occurred. And you wouldn't be in this condition. If only I'd done things differently.
You are mistaken. Stigma was destined to be born from the very beginning. It matters not who was responsible for its discovery. We are blessed to have witnessed such a marvelous creation.
Ou détends-toi quand même, hein. C'est un virus qui tue des gens. Hein.
Professor?
Can you not imagine the possibilities of the next generation of stigma?
Ah non, mais en fait non. Faut le détruire ton truc de mort là.
It searches for a way to coexist within the human body.
Oh, mais... Faut débrancher, hein. C'est fini. Hein.
And I intend to grant its wish.
What are you saying?
This isn't the professor. It may be his body, but there's something else inside of him.
I'll explain the situation. This operation's objective is the removal of a number of plugs from an implant in the professor's brain. This complex device releases a weak electrical current that can modify a person's personality. The plugs transmit that current to a specific section of nerves in the brain.
I can't believe that Kidman and his group were capable of creating something.
Mais j'ai tellement hâte de vous montrer Trauma Team parce que Trauma Team, on va avoir des phases où on va établir un diagnostic et on va faire du, on va dire, on va jouer au médecin légiste aussi. Vous allez voir, ça va être très très rigolo.
Nor can I. This isn't a device that can be handled with the equipment we've seen in their possession. Needless to say, it would require advanced equipment as well as skill to implant something like this.
Ah, puis on va rentrer des caméras dans des gens aussi.
Extracting the plugs will be a difficult task, but I've told Elena the operation.
Par un peu tous les orifices.
This goes without saying, but working on the brain.
Oui, on va faire de l'endoscopie aussi. Il y a beaucoup plus de gameplay différents dans Trauma Team en fait. T'as 6 médecins avec 6 spécialités différentes. T'as du diagnostic, t'as de l'endoscopie, t'as du paramédic, t'as de la chirurgie quand même, hein, bien sûr. Et du coup, t'as moins 7 chapitres avec... Enfin, t'as pas 50 opérations en fait. T'as 60, je dirais à peu près... Même pas autant en fait, je crois que tu dois en avoir une quarantaine ou 40-50. C'est dans Trauma Team, la médecin ultra goth. Alors en fait, tu la vois déjà dans Second Opinion, c'est Naomi. Mais oui, elle a un look vachement plus goth, celle qui a un chat avec elle. Et c'est la médecin légiste. En fait, son gameplay, c'est un peu à la Phoenix Wright, c'est des enquêtes. Pour comprendre les causes de la mort.
That's what I have in mind.
We must succeed with this operation. A device like that, it shouldn't exist.
C'est trop bien.
We can't make any mistakes. Let's begin the operation.
De toute façon, vous verrez quand on y sera. J'ai pas regardé d'ailleurs s'il y avait les textes français. Attendez, vous savez quoi, je vais check. Je crois qu'il est en full anglais par contre. Ah non, je vois pas de traces de texte français. Faudra supporter le full anglais. Ça aurait été incroyable qu'on ait du français canadien. Bon, bref, il y a un patient qui attend, je crois. Et ouais, ça va être trop bien. Vous allez kiffer Trauma Team. Je pense que c'est le meilleur de la série, pour être honnête. Déjà parce qu'ils ont un peu calmé la difficulté, pour être honnête. Mais enfin, les persos sont cool et les gameplays sont bien. Et je pense que c'est le Trauma Center qui a le meilleur scénario aussi.
To begin with, we'll work on the actual implant itself. Before we can remove the
Putain, c'est vrai qu'il y a ça.
we need to put the device into sleep mode. Use the forceps to pull out the 3 chips in the center. I'm told that doing this will cause part of its functions to be suspended. But please be careful not to touch the objects. Please place it in the tray. The first chip has been removed. That's the second with the next chip if this is the last chip. Now, let's move on to extracting the plugs. The affected area is over here. These 5 plugs are supposedly sending special signals into the professor's brain. If we remove all 5 of them, the implant will stop having an effect on his personality.
What are these lights on the ends of the plugs?
It seems that they light up when they receive signals from the main system. Because of the modifications we made to the implant earlier, the transmission signal is cutting out. Please pull out each plug while it's... Be sure to pull it in the proper direction. It's out. Now place it. The first plug has been removed. Please move on to the second one. Pull it up. Now place it in the... That's the third one. We've removed more than half of them. This is... Now put it in the tray.
Good, that's all the plugs.
We've disabled the personality disruptor. Finally, we need to turn the implant back on.
Can't we just leave it alone?
The device is in an unstable condition, and it's apparently dangerous to leave it as it is now.
Hey, what's with this?
Oh, c'est bien, c'est pas du tout l'enfer.
All we have to do now is place the chips we removed back into the center. But
We have to put them in while avoiding those moving things?
yes, that will be the case.
Well, we're in no position to stop.
Place that chip in the... Doctor, be careful.
Il y en a un qui est venu me... En hard, c'est une erreur. Ouais. Il y en a un qui est venu me chercher, quoi. Genre, il y en a un, il est parti dans le plateau, il a fait aller. Je sais de quoi. Quelle arnaque. Ah, parfait. Et en hard, c'est 0 erreur, ouais. Les opérations du cerveau. Ah, rien dit. J'ai le droit à une petite erreur.
Place that... That's the first one. Just 2 more to go. Please be careful. That's 2 down. This is the last one. Don't let go until you move it into the center.
There we go.
l'impression d'être poursuivi par le soleil dans Mario.
Great work. All steps of the operation have been completed.
I hope that this will return the professor to normal.
We'll just have to wait until he regains consciousness and see for ourselves.
Bon, il a fait une petite hémorragie cérébrale, mais he's ok. Ça va aller.
Where am I?
He's awake.
Is he back to his usual self?
I see the operation was a success. I'm glad I didn't fall victim to my creation, to stigma.
Professor?
His memory has reverted back to when we operated on him at Concordia.
Marcus, I've decided to take your advice and stop researching stigma. I had a dream. Actually, it was more like a nightmare. So I'm terminating the project.
Tu veux dire que tu arrêtes de faire des études sur un virus qui peut détruire l'humanité? Mais c'est vraiment une excellente idée, mon gars.
I think that's best.
You're not gonna tell him the truth, Marcus?
It's not for me to say. It's the director's decision.
Good. You're all still here.
You could have just paged us.
That's okay. I'm sure you're all tired from the surgery.
Non, ça va.
I apologize for the short notice, but there will be another meeting tomorrow. We'll be discussing the international investigation of the Stigma Syndicate. Doctors from the other Caduceus branches will be present.
I'm concerned about the professor's condition, but I'll try to make time for it.
There's one other thing you should know, just so you aren't taken by surprise. One of the topics on tomorrow's agenda concerns Cynthia.
How so?
She's in Central Asia, Caucasus to be precise. And she appears to be there on behalf of the Syndicate.
What?
What?
This group based in Caucasus calls itself Parnassus. The Syndicate was researching stigma under their supervision. Their leader is a man known as Master Vahushti, who, according to our records, has resided in the United States under the name Ray Kerensky.
Ray? You've got to be kidding.
You know him?
He and Cynthia were seeing each other.
This man, Vahushti, is quite famous in the world of medicine. After obtaining a medical license in North Carolina, he and a friend started a business venture, which quickly grew into a major manufacturer of precision instruments and implant devices. That company is Columba and Cornix, a subsidiary of the Humani Corporation.
So Professor Kerensky is Master Vahushti. He provided me with advice regarding Elena's transplant operation. That bastard.
Excuse me. My name is Hans Nilsson, and I'd like to make a statement on behalf of Humani. Neither our company nor Columba and Cornix has supported the Syndicate in any way. In fact, it's quite the contrary. We, too, have become victims of their scheme.
Please save the explanation for later. We need to evaluate our current situation. Now, we've learned that an individual named Cynthia Kazakov has ties to Vahushdi.
She worked here at Caduceus for a while. She was directly involved with the stigma research.
And Mr. Marshall, according to a different report, Cynthia was a member of a secret research team for the US Army and Humani. Is that correct?
Yes, that's what I've been informed.
How far has the military's research progressed?
I cannot make any comments on that, except I've been informed that no research was conducted exploring military uses of stigma.
Cynthia, how many people were you spying on?
She had the trust of Kidman, Caduceus, and the US Army.
Ça fait beaucoup, hein?
We should assume that most, if not all, of the research data is now in Parnassus's hands. And I'm told that their level of activity has increased as of late. Dr. Stiles of Caduceus, Japan, who was dispatched to Caucasus, will now give us the details.
Et du coup, voilà le lien avec Second Opinion, enfin, le vrai lien.
I'm sure you all know, but he's the doctor responsible for saving the world from guilt.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to take a moment to update you on the current status of Caucasus. While I was there, I treated a number of patients who'd been infected with stigma. Similarly, the US branch has dealt with a variety of cases as indicated in their report. But the true problem is this organization called Parnassus, mentioned earlier.
Oui, bah ils l'ont remis dans la branche japonaise parce que enfin, c'est un peu comme quand ils envoient des gens. Oui, ouais, cette tour, oui, c'est la tour de Tokyo.
The local police are investigating the matter, with the assistance of the Russian army.
Alors que de base, oui, c'est au Japon. Sachant que la localisation, elle est pas ouf d'ailleurs de Trauma Center.
The United States will be providing support as well in order to crush Parnassus. We will be supplying both instruments and medicine. In addition to dispatching doctors from Caduceus.
I believe that's a very wise decision.
I've already volunteered you two. I hope you have no objections.
I'll go and put an end to this.
I'd like to know the truth. I was friends with Cynthia after all.
This is Angie Thompson. She assists me with my operations.
Et du coup, on voit aussi Angie.
She accompanied me to Caucasus and helped to analyze stigma at the scene.
The research data provided by everyone was quite useful, but the stigma are showing signs of change. Unfortunately, they're not evolving to our advantage.
Could you be more specific?
They're beginning to multiply without the existence of colurium. And if they're doing that, then they're becoming much more infectious.
So then, someone's still researching and refining them.
The nature of these infectious strains of stigma changes as it spreads from host to host. However, there's a limit to the number of times a strain can undergo this change. They're planning to utilize this unique characteristic to their advantage. By spreading stigma over a limited period of time and then allowing the pathogen to die out naturally.
So they're trying to tame the devil, huh? What a dangerous plan.
Its completion is drawing near. We don't have much time to lose.
On orders from Caduceus, we'll be going to investigate where these weapons will be heading to. We'll leave Caucasus to you guys.
Director Quattro has more detailed research data. It should aid you in your investigation of Caucasus.
Thank you. That's very reassuring.
These missions will be dangerous. But I know we'll all see each other again.
There's so much I'd like to ask a master surgeon like yourself. But let's wait until this is all over.
Yeah, when that time comes, we'll talk about the future of medicine.
Dr. Vaughn, the police have stormed in.
All right, Elena, head to the back.
How can they use that old castle as their base? Have they no respect for history?
Nobody would ever guess that a terrible disease lurks inside.
I guess they were trying to impress their buyers. Well, if this really is their storehouse, then it should be filled with weapons. At any rate, storming this castle will be no easy task.
We have an emergency. The enemy's used a chemical weapon. A few officers have been hit.
Do we know what type of substance it is?
It appears to be a blister agent.
Ah, les embrouilles.
We need to treat them immediately. Elena, clean the patients and bring them into the operation tent.
Yes, Doctor.
They even had chemical weapons?
Doctor, we've received word that the analysis team is unable to determine what type of gas it is.
They don't know what it is? Is it some new kind of agent?
What should we do? We can't deal with an unknown chemical.
Wait. The patient's symptoms include those from existing poisonous gases. It's like the effects of multiple types of poisonous gases are appearing at once.
So it's a compound of known agents.
We do have antidotes for each of the different conditions. Let's treat each condition as it arises. That's all we can do for now.
Les mecs, ils ont fait un cocktail, quoi.
But the antidotes are powerful medicines on their own. If we inject too much into the patient, it'll...
Let's use a sedative along with it. If we sedate the affected area first, we can minimize the amount of antidote we use.
But we won't be able to see where the affected areas are when they're sedated.
Then it's up to us to remember it.
Understood. I'll prep the antidotes. Please get ready, doctors.
This will be risky, but we don't have any other choice. Beginning the operation.
Doctor, the antidote kit is ready. I've also injected a coloring agent into the patient as well. The affected areas should now have visibly different colors.
Aucun souvenir de cette opération, genre zéro.
Inject the antidotes into the areas with the same colors. Well, please open him up. Memorize the color and locations of the inflammations. Once you have them memorized, inject the sedative. The inflammations have been sedated. Do you remember what the colors were? The sedative is... The inflammation burst and became a wound.
Ouais. La
The
jaune.
inflammation's gotten worse.
The vitals.
Ouais, pour moi, c'était jaune. prochain il va pas survivre, il va falloir comprendre comment ça marche. Hein.
The inflammation seem to have been reduced, but the numbers are still high.
That means that more of them will appear soon.
More inflammations are appearing.
Et le rouge?
The vitals.
Oh là là.
I sent out a request for backup.
For Dr. Vaughn.
Essayez de comprendre un minimum le truc.
Doctor, the antidote.
Alors là c'est du blanc. Je vois pas du blanc, je vois du jaune. D'accord. Non mais...
The vitals.
Alors ça je suis daltonien. Jaune ça non? C'est pas jaune.
The vitals.
Et je l'ai pas là, je vois pas ce que c'est.
For Dr. Vaughn.
Doctor, the antidote kit is ready. I've also injected a coloring agent into the patient. The affected areas should now have visibly different colors. Inject the antidotes into the areas with the same colors.
C'est le blanc en premier à chaque fois. Et du coup, même celui d'après, je l'ai pas en fait.
Memorize the color and locations of the inflammations. Once you have them memorized, inject the sedative.
Alors là, d'accord, on a mis du blanc. Et ça, c'est du bleu, on est d'accord. Ça marche pas le bleu. Je comprends rien à l'opération. Quand je l'ai déjà fait. Non, l'ancienne couleur. Rien. Avant que tu injectes le blanc. Ah, ah. Là, ça... Et le sédatif, c'est une fois. Ok. Oh, les explications pas claires, quoi. Bon, heureusement que vous êtes là, de chat. Oui, alors... Merci, chat. Cœur sur vous.
Signs of inflammation.
They're still high.
There are more inflammations.
The vitals.
Alors, la seringue elle va pas plus vite, hein. Faut checker la taille aussi. Et ok, d'accord.
The vitals.
Et t'as mis le blanc.
I sent out a
Oh, tu me saoules.
For Dr. Vaughn.
Tu me saoules tellement.
More.
The inflammation burst and became a wound. The inflammation's gotten worse. I sent out a
On va la faire en normal. Hein.
For Dr. Vaughn.
Oh non, bah c'est juste relou.
This group.
Dr. Vaughn, the police have stormed in.
They even had.
Non mais des fois, enfin j'adore Trauma Center, hein, mais des fois dans New Blood t'as l'impression qu'ils ont oublié que t'avais une Wiimote et pas un stylet.
This will be risky.
Le jeu est vraiment dur. Alors. Même en normal, c'est tendu. La vie du patient, elle est gigabasse, quoi.
Please close him up.
Send the data from the operation to the analysis team.
Understood. I think they'll be able to create a specific antidote using this data.
I hope so. I never want to perform an operation like this again.
Dr. Blaylock! The police have located Cynthia.
Ah.
So she is here. I don't know what happened to you, Cynthia, but there's no way I can forgive you for what you've done.
I don't hear that many gunshots anymore. The operation must be drawing to a close.
No new injuries have been reported either.
It looks to me like we have the upper hand.
Maybe so. But if we back them into a corner, who knows what they might do?
Cynthia.
Doctor, they've taken Cynthia into custody.
They have?
Where is she? I want to see her. I've been waiting to talk to you, Cynthia.
I never would have imagined that you were a spy. You were a big help to us at Caduceus. Or so I thought.
Did you do it for Ray? Or was it your own decision?
You don't know anything about him, Val.
Apparently not. But I'm not interested in the aspirations of an arms dealer.
Calm down, Val. If you don't mind, Cynthia, will you tell us about him?
He was born and raised here, in this miserable land torn apart by civil war. He went to Russia and then to the United States in order to become a doctor. He realized his dream and started a medical company. But when he returned to his homeland to offer his assistance, he found only betrayal.
What happened?
The army tried to assassinate him while he was working at a refugee camp. He had devoted his life to saving the country, and that was how they repaid him. Goodwill was an unwanted guest.
Unfortunately, that's a reality for countries in turmoil.
He had always been an advocate of reconciliation, but from then on, his thoughts became more radical. There is a legend among these people. They believe that long ago, a great flood destroyed mankind, save one family that landed here. As a member of the chosen people, he's allowed his pride to corrupt him. The forces of destruction are still weak, he said, and he began to yearn for greater power, regardless of whether it was good or evil.
That's how he became involved with arms trade and Stigma.
Yes, he sold his soul to the devil, and he received Stigma from Professor Wilkins, with whom he was acquainted.
You worked so hard at Caduceus to save people's lives. Was that all a lie?
I honestly don't know, although I can say that I don't think the same as he does. For a time, I believed that I could change him. But his madness only grew stronger. After I left Caduceus, I came here to try and dissuade him from his plan. But shortly after I arrived, he put a shackle around my heart.
What?
See the scar on my chest, Val? He implanted a pump unit designed to terminate my life. He has the ability to kill me by remote control whenever he wishes. And so, I am bound to this castle.
On est très très bon bail, hein. De l'escarrosse.
But that's not what it's meant for. It's to save people like myself. This is horrible.
If that's what's keeping you here, Cynthia, then let's remove it.
I doubt that's possible, Val.
We'll make it possible. But you have to trust us.
There's still hope. What do you say?
I'm sorry, Val. I'm sorry for everything.
Ma petite dame.
This is the implant he placed inside me. The image is a CAT scan that he took.
Pourquoi no size?
And even further inside is the special chip he installed.
It's pretty deep inside. Removing it won't be easy. Won't he find out what we're up to during the operation from your vital signs? What if he activates the chip while we're operating?
That's not going to happen. He's at a college in Caucasus, in his own personal ark. He doesn't know anything about what's going on here.
Even though he left you here?
That's why he left me here. He has no interest in me anymore.
Cynthia, I'm going to save you. I swear it.
Thank you. You're the only one that never changes.
We must save Cynthia, no matter what. Let's begin the operation.
Allez, let's go.
Well, let's all do our best. We'll be operating on her heart, so please be very careful while performing this procedure.
Get very careful. C'est tout moi, ça.
Where is the pump unit located?
It's in the atrium. Let's take a look inside.
Is this the same kind of implant I have? If that's true, then we can remove all the control chips to completely shut it off. First, let's burn the control chip. One of the control chips has stopped functioning. Use the scalpel to remove it. The chip is... it's hemorrhaging. Treat it with the antibiotic gel. Huh? An irregularity on the EKG. Doctor, please be careful. Thankfully, her heart didn't begin fibrillating. That's the second one. Another irregularity on the EKG. Please watch out, doctor. Her heart is fibrillating. Stop the treatment for a moment. She's undergoing cardiac arrest. Massage the heart to resuscitate her. We have a pulse. This is the chip that's keeping her here. The chip is implanted directly into the heart. Dear God. We should carefully peel this off little by little instead of ripping it off all at once.
Elle est en train de faire un arrêt par contre là.
First, we need to disable the chip. Use the laser on the chip to burn it. We've avoided the danger of cardiac arrest, but we still have to be careful. The chip has been disabled. This is similar to the control chips. Begin the removal process with a scalpel. What? This can't be. It's different than the control chips? The chip rebooted itself. We can't remove it like this. Disable it again. Another irregularity on the EKG. Please watch out, Doctor. The chip's been disabled. Again. Now's our chance to detect. Now, make an incision over. We can almost detect, Doctor. Another irregularity on the EKG. The chip has been detected.
The extraction has been completed. That should do it.
Don't start celebrating yet. We're only halfway done.
We need to replace the pump implant that we removed earlier. I'll get the implant ready. Please keep an eye on the EKG and place it again. The pump has been placed inside the heart. Next, we'll attach the first control. Another irregularity on the EKG. Please watch out, Doctor. There are still wounds left. Let's treat all of them. The pump...
All right, let's close the atrium.
Vitals are stable. Her heart is also remaining in stable condition.
It seems like she'll be all right. Well then, let's start closing her up.
Please close her up.
Mais c'est trop cool, hein. Si un jour vous pouvez vous les faire, les Trauma Center.
The same machine. It can be used for both good and evil. It all depends on the intent of the person who uses it. Great work, Doctor.
It's over, Cynthia. We did it.
I'm so glad we could save her.
Joue sur Wii U parce que c'est plus pratique, parce qu'il y a une sortie HDMI. Et oui, sinon j'ai une Wiimote là.
You know, that's been our goal all along. To save people's lives and rid the world of illness.
You've already made up your mind, haven't you, Marcus?
Yeah, let's end this once and for all. It's time to confront this Master Vahooshti. All right, here goes.
This is Vahooshti's room?
Alors toute ressemblance avec une certaine religion... Voilà, c'est une œuvre de fiction. Hein.
It's very quiet.
Vahooshti, where are you?
Who disturbs the serenity of my laboratory? I see you're different from those ill-mannered police. You are welcome here then. But how did you learn of this place?
Do you remember me, Ray? It's me, Valerie Blaylock, Cynthia's friend. She's the one who told us where to find you. And yes, we removed your wicked device from her.
I see. You're Cynthia's friend. That's all the more reason to welcome you.
Do you remember Professor Wilkins Vahooshti? I'm Marcus Vaughn, his associate. Does the name ring a bell?
So, you're Dr. Vaughn. Welcome, Father of Stigma. It's an honor to meet you. Even if it was by mere chance, your discovery is of great significance.
You've got it all wrong. I'm not its father. I came here to eradicate it.
What an ignorant decision. Your sense of duty as a doctor has blinded you to the possibility of life. What is needed in this world, which long ago reached maturity and began to rot away, is stigma, the power to create new life. Rejoice that you are chosen to take part in this momentous occasion.
I knew you weren't normal, but you've completely lost it.
What happened to you, Ray? You were a good doctor before, but now you're just a ruthless murderer.
Have you not yet tired of the meaningless praise you receive for saving people's lives? Open your eyes. The true nature of life is endless conflict. This is the path that mankind must walk. How can you not see it?
It's over now. Your Parnassus is gone.
My power remains undiminished because my body itself is the Ark. I am the vessel that holds the new form of life.
You're infected with stigma?
He's no longer capable of judging right from wrong.
Infected? No. We are in symbiosis. Together with stigma, I will survive through the end of an age, as did my ancestors.
Elena, get the anesthetic.
Yes, Doctor. Marcus, don't tell me you plan to operate on him.
I see edema on his body. The infection must be in the advanced stages. We can't allow this strain of stigma to leave here. We must confront it to learn the truth.
Allez, Cardia, let's go. J'ai complètement oublié l'opération par contre. Ça risque d'être un grand moment.
I've contacted Caduceus. We've sent them the research data we found as well.
I've taken a look through the data. This is one troublesome stigma. He's named it Cardia. Could it have been named that because that's where it attaches itself? It means heart.
The heart.
Toutes les saloperies dans les Trauma Center, elles sont sur le cœur. Hein. Toujours un signature move efficace.
Since there are stigma that can cause secondary infections, we can't ignore any types of stigma. We can only predict what may be triggered by the death of its host. But we should prepare for the worst.
I won't let that happen.
We have to completely remove all traces of cardia from the heart.
Can all of you hear me?
Director!
Caduceus will do everything in his power to exterminate Cardia. No, all stigma, everywhere. I'm sending staff to prevent secondary casualties through infections to you immediately.
Hi, Elena. We have a large number of skilled nurses ready to go, too.
You don't have enough equipment there, right? We'll prepare some for you as well. All you need to do is concentrate on your operation, just like any other procedure.
Dr. Everett, stop chit-chatting with them and prepare the equipment for transport.
Everyone.
How encouraging.
Yes. We're not the only ones here fighting. Doctor, I'll do my best as well. Let's put an end to stigma.
I don't regret the decisions I've made. I will eliminate stigma.
Allez. La dernière.
Okay. Let's begin the operation to remove the cardia stigma.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce truc?
A membrane. It's completely covering the area.
That thing on top must be the core.
The core moves on its own, covered in an outer shell. We'll be monitoring the operation at all times. Right now, we have little information about the core itself. Please let me see what happens when the membrane covering the area has been removed. First, apply antibiotic gel to the membrane to soften it. After that, make an incision with the scalpel and extract it.
A section of the membrane. What? The patient, huh?
There seems to be no
How did it get over there so fast? Oh, it's possible. Doctor, be more careful when extracting them. Good job. The membrane is being reduced. The membrane appears to return to normal if left alone. Remove it quickly after applying the gel.
The
patient's vitals. Any more damage to the patient will be dangerous.
Très bien.
Okay. Let's begin the operation to remove the Cardia stigma. What on earth is
a membrane?
That thing on top.
The core moves. Right now, please let me see what happened first. After that, make an incision with the scalpel.
A section of the membrane. Oh!
There seems to be no problem with this method. Please continue extracting the membrane.
Huh? It disappeared? How did it get? The membrane appears to return to normal if left alone. Remove it. Good job. The membrane is being reduced. The membrane extraction is proceeding smoothly. Doctor,
Oh.
be more careful when
Mais
extracting
putain, le
them.
pointeur, il fait n'importe quoi, au secours. Dégage-toi.
The membrane has been completely extracted. The membrane has reached.
These numbers, they're good. The core seems to be under a great deal of stress. Please continue the membrane extraction procedure.
What? The patient's vitals have dropped drastically. That colored membrane is dangerous. Don't let the cardia get near the oddly colored part of the membrane.
Oh, mais quelle horreur. Il se téléporte dessus.
This is a battle of endurance. We can't lose. The membrane has been completely removed.
Il va en recréer une, je crois.
Again? Just a little. We did it. Extraction complete. The outer shell came off.
Ah.
The core's out in the open now.
It's an old method, but incinerating it with the laser is our best option.
We'll finish it with this.
Cardia discharged something. Use the forceps to remove it. Watch its movements. Please, those Cardia's making some kind of ripple. It's
Quel enfer, cette saloperie! Au secours! Ah, par contre, ça peut être quoi? T'as l'air con là, hein. Quoi, Angel?
The outer shell came up. The... Guardia discharged something. Use the forceps to remove it. Watch its movements. Please. It's working. Keep it up. Guardia's making some kind of ripple. Don't worry. I believe in your citrus skills. The laceration has created a pool of blood. It's dangerous to leave it alone. Drain it. Amazing. Just a little more, Doctor.
Quoi? C'est quoi?
Stop the operation. Please, wait for backup.
For Dr. Vaughn
Attends.
and Dr. Blaylock,
Quoi?
two gifted doctors who strove for perfection.
Non, je crois pas. Hein. Je crois que c'est pas maintenant.
The pain of their mistake without a part.
Ah, peut-être que si. Peut-être. Non, parce qu'il y a des carottes des fois dans les trauma centers.
Let's begin the operation to remove the cardia stigma.
Ah, excusez-moi. Oh putain, moi, j'avais tout donné sur ce trailer. Et dites-vous, on est qu'en normal là.
Cardia discharged something. Use the forceps to remove it. It's working. Keep it up. Watch its movements. Please, hurry and suture the lacerations. Cardia's making some kind of ripple. The laceration has created a pool of blood. It's dangerous to leave it alone. Drain it. Don't worry. I believe in your suturing skills. Amazing. Just a little more, Doctor.
Yes.
We're finished.
Bien meilleur que Savato.
Is it over? Is it really?
Yeah.
Doctor,
Ah, c'est la médecine, Cavalon. T'as jamais vu d'opération? C'est comme ça, hein.
You rid my body of the last stigma.
Yes. Consider it your atonement.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to atone for what I've done.
Marcus, he seems different than before.
Stigma is an antagonist for malignant diencephalic sclerosis. It has protected my brain until now. Without it, I won't survive for long.
You use stigma to treat a diencephalic disorder?
Wait, but then the change in his behavior, could it have been induced? Could he be suffering from delirium as a side effect?
It's getting hard to breathe. I let my anger take control of me. I was weak. And I lost myself. My regret is too much to bear.
I'm sure you saved countless lives over the years. But that doesn't give you the right to take away even a single life.
Dr. Vaughn, Dr. Blaylock, thank you. You said I was able to repent before my death.
On lui a sauvé la vie pour le voir mourir 2 minutes après. C'est vraiment merveilleux. Merci, Trauma Center.
He's gone.
Doctor.
It's finally over.
The threat of stigma, which brought fear to the entire world, was eliminated with the dismantling of the criminal organization Parnassus. Caduceus's international network was integral to the operation.
Merci beaucoup, Ulysse, pour le Prime. Des bisous.
Providing treatment and taking preventative measures in a number of countries. Because of their efforts, the disease was successfully contained. And the crisis caused by man's divisiveness was brought to an end through cooperation.
Ça, c'est Aephios. C'est l'épilogue.
How can you decline? It's an invitation from the president himself. He wants to recognize you all for your efforts in fighting stigma.
I tried to persuade them, but their answer was still no. I'll prepare an official statement if you like.
I just don't understand. It's such an honor.
They've gone through some painful experiences, and occasions such as this would only reopen the wounds. What they need right now is to be with the patients they've treated. To see their smiling faces.
Our top priority is the analysis of Vahusht's data on stigma. I have to admit, though, I'm not exactly looking forward to it. However, it's of tremendous importance to pathology and pharmacology.
True. But it's hard not to think about Cynthia at a time like this. It would be the perfect opportunity for her to undo some of the damage she's done.
I like to believe that while she was here, she focused on helping people. I just can't bring myself to think otherwise.
Well, our purpose here at Caduceus is to save lives. I'm sure that's where her heart was while she was with us.
Dr. Everett, why don't we call it a day and get some dinner? You too, Robert, if you have the time.
Well, this is a rare occasion. Sure, why not?
All right, Elena, see you tomorrow. Bye, Leslie. Looks like that's it for today.
The director assigned us so many patients, we didn't even have time for a break. Are you ready to head out, Marcus?
Not quite. I need to finish this up first. By the way, Val, I'll be out the day after tomorrow. I'm going to see Professor Wilkins.
Is it about restoring his memory? Mind if I tag along?
No, not at all.
Then I'll inform the director. You weren't planning on leaving me behind, were you? I am a member of the Special Disease Counteraction Team.
Elena.
All right, you two. Let's go get some fresh air.
You know, looking at the city like this, it almost seems like nothing ever happened.
Do you have any regrets, Elena? You know, if you hadn't followed me to Alaska, you wouldn't have had to go through the whole ordeal.
I don't have a single regret, Dr. Vaughn.
All those sparkling lights, each one is a patient. And they're counting on us to take good care of them.
Stigma is gone, but who knows what's in store for us next.
I'll never quit being a doctor, Marcus. No matter what happens. No matter how hard it may seem at times, or how much danger I have to face. For the sake of those patients that only I can help.
I feel the same way. I'll be counting on you.
And I'll be counting on you.
Voilà, on a terminé Trauma Center New Blood. À mon sens, c'est peut-être le moins bon des trois, dans le sens où je trouve pas le plot ressemble pas mal à celui de Second Opinion. J'aime moins les personnages aussi. Et par contre, d'un point de vue gameplay, c'est une bonne évolution de ce qu'on a dans Second Opinion. Mais en termes de ressenti, c'est peut-être celui que j'aime le moins des trois. Et merci Onikaru. Vivement la suite. Ah, la suite sera traumatisme. Oui, s'il vous plaît, sauvegardez. Ah bah sur DS, ça va être compliqué. Dans le sens où il faudrait que je vois si le gameplay souris ça passe, mais le jeu a vraiment été pensé pour un gameplay stylé. Mais pourquoi pas, on pourra essayer de faire Under the Knife 2. Peut-être en facile au moins pour avoir le scénar. Si vraiment ça vous intéresse, on pourra tenter. Parce que faire le 1 sur DS, ça aurait assez peu d'intérêt parce que c'est grosso modo le même scénario que Second Opinion, et Second Opinion est même plus développé. Donc clairement faire Under the Knife premier du nom, ça ne représenterait pas beaucoup d'intérêt. Ça vieillit de ouf Under the Knife. Je sais pas de quand il date, je crois que c'est un des premiers, enfin c'est pas un des premiers jeux DS, mais il est sorti vraiment dans le début des jeux DS. Under the Knife. Sorti pour Under the Knife, tiens. 2005. 2005 Under the Knife. Under the Knife 2, c'est 2008. Sorti 3 ans plus tard. Bah, c'est compliqué de se procurer les jeux. Enfin, c'est compliqué. Si tu cherches Second Opinion et New Blood, ils sont trouvables vraiment pour une bouchée de pain. Vraiment, ils valent rien du tout. Trauma Team, il faut l'importer. Donc Trauma Team, faut l'importer. Donc ça, là j'en ai trouvé un neuf à 50 balles. Mais c'est surtout les frais de port qui sont chers. J'en ai trouvé un neuf. Du coup, je l'ai commandé ce matin. Sinon, pour les versions DS, j'ai vu des looses à 10 balles. Avec la boîte, j'en ai vu à 15, 20 euros, 25. Mais ça se trouve encore à des prix entre guillemets raisonnables pour le premier. Par contre, Under the Knife 2, pareil, il est jamais sorti chez nous. Donc ça veut dire qu'il faut l'importer. Et Under the Knife 2, il est pas... Comment dire ? Il n'a pas été tiré à énormément d'exemplaires. Donc celui-là, je l'ai vu en loose à 30-35 euros, sans compter les frais de port. Et en boîte, je l'ai vu à 80, je crois. 60-80 balles. Par contre, ils étaient neufs. Ceux que j'ai vu à 60-80 balles. Bah après, émuler Trauma Center, c'est compliqué. Enfin, c'est compliqué. Si tu veux émuler... C'est-à-dire que tu joueras à la souris ou qu'il faut récupérer une barre Bluetooth avec... Comment dire ? Enfin, ça dépend comment tu veux y jouer, quoi. Faut que tu récupères une Wiimote. Les jeux DS, ça a la souris, du coup. Et comme j'ai dit, j'ai pas testé. Je sais pas à quel point c'est... À quel point ça se joue bien. Mais comme j'ai dit, si vous voulez qu'on se fasse Under the Knife 2 en normal et peut-être en easy sur les missions qui sont vraiment infernales. Parce que Under the Knife 2, je l'ai jamais terminé. Et sinon, pour ce qui est du futur de la licence Trauma Center, je pense qu'on la reverra jamais. Parce que les ventes, elles sont catastrophiques en vrai. C'est pas pour rien qu'on n'a jamais eu Under the Knife 2 et Trauma Team chez nous. Ils se sont même pas donné la peine de les traduire, alors qu'il n'y a pas 2 tonnes de texte, hein, soyons honnêtes 2 secondes. Mais ils les ont même pas mis chez nous, quoi. Ouais, c'est ça, les missions, faut tourner la Wiimote, ça doit être un peu compliqué. Bah, c'est surtout qu'aujourd'hui, il y a pas vraiment de machine pour accueillir un nouvel épisode de Trauma Center. Parce que Trauma Center, sans avoir du motion gaming ou un stylet, c'est pas possible, quoi. Bah, pour la collection, un jour, j'essaierai peut-être d'avoir la version japonaise de Trauma Team. Faudra que je regarde si ça se trouve et à quel prix. Bah, pour le coup, ce serait vraiment juste pour le plaisir de la collection. Bah, le truc avec Trauma Center, c'est que c'était des jeux, tu sens qu'ils étaient pensés pour les consoles. Aussi bien les versions DS que les versions Wii, c'est vraiment des jeux... Enfin, là, je vous ai pas montré encore Trauma Team, mais Trauma Team, il y a des gameplays de ouf. Hein. Trauma Team, vous avez l'endoscopie à la Wiimote. Alors, c'est pas le truc le plus maniable au monde, hein. Mais c'est super original. Hein. Mais quand j'avais cherché par curiosité des Trauma Team en japonais, j'étais tombé sur des prix assez délirants. J'étais tombé sur des prix à 100 balles. Mais je sais qu'il y a un artbook Trauma Team qui se trouve au Japon aussi. Mais pareil, qui vraiment, il a des prix de dingue, quoi, parce que c'est relativement rare. Et encore, il était en occasion. Alors après, l'occasion japonaise, c'est assez dingue. Mais trouver des goodies Trauma Center, il y a vraiment pas grand chose, quoi. Il y a vraiment pas grand chose sur la série parce que elle a jamais marché, quoi. Elle a jamais marché. Et c'est vraiment dommage pour Trauma Team parce que c'est un épisode qui est super ambitieux. Pour le coup. Ah non, même au Japon. Je crois que j'avais regardé les ventes totales de la série. Donc des 5 jeux Trauma Center, je crois que ça dépasse pas le million. Je sais pas si je retrouverai l'article qui en parlait. Je sais pas pourquoi ça a pas marché en vrai. Je sais pas trop pourquoi. Parce que c'est vraiment des jeux intéressants et même moi qui suis pas... En fait, j'ai tendance à vraiment pointer du doigt le motion gaming quand il est utilisé n'importe comment. Je trouve que c'est un des rares jeux de la Wii qui a su construire un jeu autour du gameplay et pas l'inverse, quoi. On parlait la dernière fois des gameplays forcés de certains jeux Wii où tu sentais vraiment que c'était rajouté pour faire plaisir. Là où il y a Trauma Center proposait quelque chose de vraiment très original et cool, quoi. Donc j'ai jamais su pourquoi ça n'a jamais marché. Je sais pas, je le trouve pas vraiment bavard, mais en tout cas, si vous cherchez à vous procurer les Trauma Center, ils se trouvent à 5 balles. Hein. Aussi bien New Blood que Second Opinion, à 5-10 balles, vous pouvez en avoir un. Alors, des fois, il va manquer un truc. L'état est pas forcément nickel, quoi. Mais je sais que j'ai regardé récemment pour New Blood. Moi, j'ai un New Blood, il manque juste la notice. Je l'ai payé, je l'ai payé 3 €. Je l'ai payé 3 €. Donc il y a la boîte, la boîte est nickel, il n'y a juste pas la notice, le jeu est impeccable. Je l'ai trouvé à 3 €. Donc vraiment, si vous voulez prendre... Si vous avez une Wii ou une Wii U qui prend la poussière et vous voulez vous faire 2 jeux cool, Second Opinion et New Blood, ils se trouvent facilement et pas cher. Trauma Team, c'est plus compliqué parce que faut modder la console pour qu'elle lise les jeux étrangers. Donc soit vous devez passer par un freeloader, soit vous devez la bidouiller manuellement. Donc c'est tout de suite beaucoup plus chiant parce qu'il n'est pas sorti chez nous. Et les Under the Knife, bah, si vous faites Under the Knife ou Second Opinion, vous pouvez faire les deux, hein, mais c'est grosso modo c'est le même scénario, il n'y a que la fin qui change un peu. Et Naomi n'existe pas dans Under the Knife. Under the Knife 2, par contre, c'est uniquement un épisode DS. Et c'est la suite d'Under the Knife. Mais voilà. De toute façon, on refera du Trauma Center ici. J'ai à peu près fait la liste des jeux qu'on fera jusqu'à la fin de l'année, à peu près, sur la chaîne. En tout cas, une partie des jeux qu'on fera. C'est ça, Second Opinion, c'est une version plus Director's Cut. Mais j'ai fait à peu près... ouais, j'ai fait la liste de la majorité des jeux qu'on va faire. Dedans, il y a Trauma Team. Il y a Kena, que j'ai pris d'ailleurs, mais je ne l'ai pas lancé encore. Hein. Mais Kena, on le fera en stream. Lost Judgment, qui sera un jeu que je ferai que le soir. Pour les gens qui bossent et qui peuvent pas voir les streams autrement. Il y a Monkey Ball aussi qui va sortir sera sur PC, Kena. Monkey Ball qui va sortir en début octobre. Hein. J'adore Monkey Ball. Trauma Team, ça c'est prévu. Metroid Dread, on le fera dès que possible. Il y a le jeu Kimetsu no Yaiba aussi qui me branchait bien. Ça pareil, c'est des sorties d'octobre. Fin octobre, il y a Solar Ash qui m'intriguait beaucoup. Et on a SMT5, bien sûr, et Endwalker pour novembre. Novembre-décembre, ce sera assez calme pour moi. En termes de jeu, donc on sortira... on fera peut-être un marathon. Enfin, un marathon. Il n'y a que 2 jeux, hein, mais on enchaînera peut-être Bayonetta 1 et 2 aussi. Ça fait longtemps que je les ai pas fait. Vu que le 3 a été daté... ça peut être sympa de se remettre le jeu en tête avant sa sortie. Ah, j'aimerais bien faire Deltarune en stream aussi. Parce que j'avais pas fait le 1. Et là, avec le 2 qui vient de sortir et tout le monde l'a un peu fait. Je pense qu'on se les fera en stream ensemble aussi. Et voilà, j'ai prévu pas mal de choses. Pour jusqu'à la fin de l'année. Il y aura des trucs à faire. J'ai fini Tales of Arise, et si tu veux un avis Dumbledore, je t'invite à écouter. Il y a une vidéo de la chaîne, si tu cherches. Attends, je vais te filer le lien. que je te conseille de juste écouter et de ne pas regarder si tu n'as pas fini le jeu, parce qu'en fait j'en parle pendant les crédits. Et du coup c'est mon avis sur Tales of Arise. Ça dure un petit quart d'heure. Voilà. L'image est pas nécessaire. Mais vu que l'image se passe pendant les crédits, il y a des visuels qui sont spoilers, mais... Si un peu de temps dans le planning, est-ce qu'il serait pas temps de faire un petit Metal Gear Rising? Metal Gear Rising, ouais. Metal Gear Rising, il faudrait parce que ça fait longtemps. Il faudrait que je fasse les DLC, parce que j'ai jamais fait les DLC. Voilà. Mais du coup, on va s'arrêter là pour ce samedi. Je vous fais des gros bisous. Merci beaucoup pour les follow, les resubs aujourd'hui. N'hésitez pas à rejoindre le Discord. D'ailleurs, j'en parle pas souvent, mais le Discord, il commence à être de plus en plus actif. Il y a des gens cool et sympathiques dessus. Et on fait tout pour que l'ambiance reste bonne. Donc du coup, si jamais ça vous tente, n'hésitez pas à le rejoindre. Vous pouvez avoir l'adresse en tapant !Discord dans le chat. Et ouais, voilà, passez un bon week-end. Prenez soin de vous, comme d'habitude, hein, c'est le plus important. Pensez à vous, faites des choses qui vous font plaisir. Et on se revoit, nous, lundi. Lundi, je sais pas ce qu'on fera le matin et l'après-midi. Par contre, le soir, on fera du Lost Judgment. Je me décide sur quel jeu on lancera. Peut-être qu'on va démarrer Kena. Lundi, on va peut-être démarrer Kena et le soir on fera du Lost Judgment. Il y a des chances. Des bisous en tout cas. À bientôt tout le monde.